remember shooting, here's the thing, when we shot Life on Mars, we went through some extreme weather conditions. When we first started shooting the pilot, it was August in New York City, which is, you know, really hot and humid. And so I don't know if these are scenes that literally took a long time or just felt like they took a really long time. When Sam first wakes up in 1973 and the camera is going around and around and around, and you can see him as he's waking up and taking in the world around him, I remember us doing an awful lot of those takes. But again, it was very hot. We were in the Brooklyn shipyard, and it was dusty, humid, and I kept having to be patted down because I was sweating so much, and they had to put sunscreen on me constantly. And I just remember having to get up many times, and I remember that camera going around about 100 times. However, it looked pretty good at the end, so it was definitely worth it. There was a scene that took a long time in, I believe, episode 5, called Things to Do in New York When You Think You're Dead, the title of which is an homage to Scott Rosenberg and Gary Fleeter's feature film Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, in case anyone didn't realize that connection. And it was a scene on a rooftop, and it was, by that point, we had got into the winter in New York, and it was really cold. And there were, I believe, half a dozen, maybe 7 actors on that roof, and it was a long scene in the middle of the show. And we were on that roof for 14 hours in sub-zero temperatures with the wind just going right through us. We had like heated thermal pads all over our bodies, taped to our bodies. We had like 3 different layers of thermals and with our costumes on over everything. So, and it still didn't keep us warm. So that was a particularly long night. Oh, and there was another scene that had a lot of takes, which was Michael Imperioli trying to say the line, "He's hanging in like Gunga Din." And I think you'll see on the outtakes on the DVD that I don't think we ever quite got that scene right, but we were all just very giggly that night. I suppose the thing I liked the most was that he never really gave up hope. He got close to it, but he never gave up hope, and he never stopped searching. I think I myself would have probably given up hope at some point, but he never stopped fighting, and for what he believed in and for what he was trying to achieve, the goals that he was trying to achieve. So I admire Sam Tyler's drive. What I disliked, well, you know, a lot of people say, why didn't Sam Tyler, you know, like the sports almanac with Biff in Back to the Future, you know, why didn't he try to make a bunch of money by betting on the horses or the fight or, you know, the NFL, the Super Bowl that year? Well, you know, first of all, that wasn't the story we were telling. We weren't telling Back to the Future. We sort of felt that was done, and that money really wasn't one of Sam Tyler's concerns. Not that he had a lot of it, but he just didn't need much of it. However, I think if I were Sam, I probably would have done something about betting some money on the horses or on the fight or whatever, and having a little more money to play with. You know, and maybe he could have afforded a slightly nicer apartment with some slightly nicer wallpaper. I thought the series finale was fantastic, and I know not a lot of other people agree with me. Now, that's not true. There were some people that wouldn't agree with me, but there are some other people who liked it as much as I did. If you were picking up on all the clues and all the Easter eggs in the series as it went along, I think you'd agree that it was the only ending that could have happened. But I thought it was very creative, very imaginative, and here's what I've got to say for those people who didn't like the ending. If you didn't like the ending, if you liked the ending for The Wizard of Oz, you had to like the ending for Life on Mars. And there are lots of Wizard of Oz references and homages to and Wizard of Oz moments in the series. So when you get a Wizard of Oz ending, like we gave you, don't complain about it. I did watch the British version. I was already a fan of the British version. I was very much an admirer, and have been for a long time, of John Simm as an actor and of Philip Glenister as an actor. Did it influence me? Probably subconsciously, but I tried very hard to make the character of Sam Tyler my own, and that was really the challenge, to make fresh choices and fresh decisions, and look at the character in sort of in a different way. Obviously, he and I are very different actors, and I would never take away from his thunder as an actor and what he achieved. And I've just got a lot of respect for that. But I think anybody who's seen both versions can see that we're both very different. Perhaps couldn't be more different. I think the series, from the first moment to the last, asked a lot of questions, and we answered some of those questions. But I think the producers of the show decided, instead of ending on an answer, we should end on another question, and that's what they did. Well, I'd be giving a lot away if I said that, because now if I say a word, every time you see me say it, you're going to go, oh, he's got trouble with that one. I don't like saying the word million in an American accent, or millionaire, because in Ireland we say million, and here in America you say million, and I sometimes have trouble saying million. Can't believe you got me to say that. Drainpipe pants, never flattering on a man unless you have extremely, actually that's not true. Some men can wear them very well. Scott Rosenberg, for example, he wears a lot, he's very tall, he wears a lot of drainpipe trousers, pants. It suits him, good for Scott. Me, not so much. I don't like to draw attention, shall we say, to my legs. I have lady legs. Also blow drying the hair, I think they did a lot of that in the 80s. Not big on that much. Yeah, not big on 80s fashion generally. Yes, we did. I think all of us at various stages had talked to police officers who had worked beats during that time. But we also had a police technical consultant on the set called James Nusiforo, who's excellent, and he has gone on to become the technical consultant on Blue Bloods. And he even appears in Blue Bloods sometimes. You'll see him. I think he doesn't have many lines, but he plays Tom Selleck's kind of bodyguard or sort of protective escort. And he's the guy, and he's a great guy, and he provided us with most of what we needed to know. I didn't want to do too much police work from the 70s because Sam needed to discover that as the series went on. So I was more interested in talking to contemporary cops from New York in the present day. So, but yes, we all did our homework, we all did the research we needed to do. I sussed it out pretty early. I think the license plate in the first episode was a big giveaway. I think the crates at the end of episode 2, when Sam and Jean are taking out the Mars rovers, which was another big giveaway. I think that was the point where I started to realize there might be something else, something more literal going on here with the title. I didn't have it completely put together. I think that came probably around episode Josh, Andre, and Scott and said, is this what's happening? And they were a little bowled over that I'd figured it out. I don't think it made me smart. It was simply the fact that I was in every scene, reading every script, and spending a lot of time with props and things like that that turned out to be Easter eggs. So if I couldn't figure it out, no one would have. So nothing to do with being smart or intelligent, just merely observation.